Okay, I think we are live. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. This is the January 2019 monthly training for Amazing Speaks. If you don't know me, I am Trina Johnson, the co-founder of Amazing Speaks, an international training company where we help women and men find their voice and get on stage. So tonight's topic is how do you respond to calls for speakers, right? The whole blood of building a speaking business is getting on stage. And the way you get on stage is you present your ideas, your credentials to usually an event organizer or a planning committee, and they choose you to be on stage. And the process is usually they put out what's called a call for speakers, or sometimes it's a call for proposals. Sometimes it's a CFS, sometimes it's a CFP. But either way, it's a call for speakers. So typically, the call for speakers is pretty basic, right? There's three main components to every call for speakers that you need to really, I don't want to say worry about, but you need to concentrate on. Okay, so the first part of a call for speakers, when you see a conference and you see a call for speakers, the first thing you're going to do, actually, you know what, back up. Even before you even think about applying to a call for speakers, there's some work you need to do. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is you need to come up with 3 to 5 signature topics. Now you can come up with 20 if that's what you want to talk on, but at least 3 to 5 topics that you are absolutely dead set comfortable doing. All right, and those 3 to 5 topics, you want to spend some time right now, today, before there's a call for speakers sitting in front of you, really putting down come up with a title, right? Come up with something that is direct and to the point and maybe a little intriguing. There's two great tools that I like to use. They're both headline analyzers. One is the headline analyzer by coschedule.com, coschedule.com. And then the other one is the headline analyzer from the Advanced Marketing Institute, advancedmarketinginstitute.com. Those two headline analyzers, I usually come up with a headline, put them in the analyzers, and start working with them, right? Because the first one or two, you're not going to score so well, but then really work. They try to make you have active words and power words. And both those sites have good lists. And if you need that, let me know, because I've got a list of, I think, like 100 or 150 power words that make a difference when in headlines. And the title of your speech is like a good headline. So spend some time right now, today, the next couple days, is thinking about your topics and coming up with catchy titles, okay? The next thing you want to do is come up with your description. What is the description of your talk? What is it? And here you want to be active. You actually want to kind of do your description in 3 ways, right? You want to, what is the topic? Be as concise and as on point as you can. And then you want to talk about what's the takeaway for the audience? Why should the audience learn this? What's the audience going to learn? And you can either put that in, I will present da da da, or the audience will learn da da da. But make sure that when you do your talk description, that you spend a good deal of time on what will the audience learn? What's the main takeaways, right? There need to be learning objectives to all of these talks. Okay, so you want to, what's the topic? Very concise, very, don't drag it out. And then what will the audience learn from this talk? Okay, write it out. And sometimes you want 3 or 4. If you take your talk this way, maybe that way, maybe take different slants on it, write out all those different kinds of descriptions. And again, really try to be active. do not be real wordy. Read them over a couple times and edit, because you want to really catch someone's attention, and you want the whole idea about calls for speakers, when someone, especially larger conferences, they'll put it out, and maybe they're looking for 20 speakers, but they'll get 500 applications. You want yours to stand out. So you need to put some thought into it before you get there. So spend some time, and I would create one document, honestly, that kind of, here's my title, here's my description, here's my title, here's my description, here's my title, here's my description. You can have the same talk and have it described 4 or 5 different ways. And then you can have 5 or 6, or like I said, 20 kinds of talks. But spend some time working on those descriptions. Now, those descriptions should not be more than 3 paragraphs long. Okay, 3 paragraphs max. Usually it's, a little bit about the topic, maybe why that topic is important to that audience, and what the audience is going to learn. That's it. You don't, when you're talking about the description of your talk, you don't talk about your background. You don't talk about, that, because that's for your bio, which is the next part. But in your talk, you're really talking about what is the topic, why is it important for this audience, and what are they going to learn, right? So first thing you do is work on your titles and your talk descriptions, and just make, I seriously, I would make out a list of 10 or 15 of them that you're going to do. Let me check my notes real quick. Yeah. Okay, so once you've got your list of talks, the next thing you want to do is work on your bio, okay? Before you pull up a call for speaker, know who you are and why you would be a good person to speak at that conference. So a lot of call for speakers have word restrictions, okay? So I recommend that you do a 100-word bio, a 300-word bio, and then a 500-word bio, okay? Write those out ahead of time so that you have them there available. And again, you want to make them as impactful as you can. Really work on your language. This isn't necessarily a resume. You want to present yourself as an expert on the topics that you speak on, okay? They don't care that you were, a cheerleader in high school, unless you're talking about, cheerleading injuries, right? They don't care that, you graduated from XYZ college, unless you're going back to talk to that college, right? Or that college has some specific importance in that topic. That's not really what they need to know. What they need to know is, who are you? Why are you an expert? And keep in mind that a lot of times the bio that you submit with your call for application is the bio that is going to be printed in a program somewhere. Okay, so make sure that it is a bio that reflects well on you. Okay, so definitely work on getting your list of topics, your titles, your speeches, get those written out first, then work on your bio, and usually have available 2 to 3 bios that you can pull. And the thing is that you can, depending on, for each of your talks, you may have slightly different bios, right? Because one bio may really focus on your education. One may really focus on your volunteer activities. One may focus on, so it's okay to have different bios and highlight different things in your background depending on what your topic is. So that's another thing to think about. Let's see. So I gotta check my notes. Hold on. All right. So that's what you do. That's kind of like your prep work, right? Have that stuff ready to go before you even do a look for call for speakers. Now, call for speakers. If there are certain conferences or types of conferences that you want to speak at, just do a Google search of, I want to do healthcare conferences 2019 call for speakers. Boom, some are going to pop up. You want to do marketing conferences, call for speakers 2019, boom, some are going to pop up. Women's empowerment 2019, call for speakers, you're going to find some. Now I have a couple websites that I go to routinely because they're always posting new calls for speakers. And I share some of them in the Amazing Speaks newsletter. So we can definitely, if you're looking for specifics, let me know and I might be able to help you find some of these calls for speakers. But if you're serious about having a speaking business, you've got to be responding to a lot of calls for speakers. I was looking at some industry stuff this week, and they basically said, you know what, 1 in 10 is a good ratio for getting your proposals accepted. So for every one speech, you need to submit 10 proposals. So if you want to speak 10 times a year, you need to do 100 proposals, right? So definitely you're going to be rejected more than you're accepted, but you are going to get the right fit somewhere along the line. Now, when you do find some calls for speakers, the first thing you want to do before you put anything on that call for speaker application is find out about that organization. Do some research on their website. Look at the previous year. Most of them will say, here's here's the update from last year. Look at that. Look at the topics. Who were the speakers? What was the audience like? Go through their website. What is their philosophy? Do they have a theme? Definitely get as much information about what you're applying for as you can. Okay. So do some homework before you just go to the call for speakers. But when you pull up the call for speakers, they will first ask you, your name and your email address and your phone number. That's pretty standard, typical kind of stuff. Then they're going to ask you for the title of your talk, right? You already have it. Boom, you've got the list already. Pick out the title for the talk, put it in. Then it'll be the talk description, put it there. And then a lot of proposals will ask you for an abstract. Now, what is an abstract? An abstract is a 1 to 3 sentences. What does this talk about, right? And so you're usually 2 or 3 sentences, and it's usually a 1-sentence description of your talk and 1 sentence of, in this talk you will learn. And sometimes, sometimes it takes 3 sentences, but it's usually, 1 to 3 sentences. And that abstract is usually what gets printed in programs, right? So again, the organizers are going to take what you put and print it and submit it to the world. So really think about that abstract. Now, not every call for proposal asks for it, but the ones that do, and if they say provide an abstract, they're expecting no more than 3 sentences. Okay, they're not expecting 4 paragraphs. They're expecting just a couple sentences, because when they say abstract, they're going to use it in the program. Okay, so sometimes they'll ask you for the abstract, then they'll ask you for your bio. Now your bio, again, a lot of them will give you a word restriction, 100 words, 300 words, 500 words. If they don't, then, go at it. But if you have your bios already written, just pick the one that most closely resembles what you think they're looking for and put it in. Okay. Then a lot of times they will ask for links to, almost everyone will ask for a link to your LinkedIn profile. Okay. Or if you have a personal website, they want the links. I'll tell you, almost all of them really, they'll say, provide your social media links. They're looking for LinkedIn. Okay. They're looking for a LinkedIn profile. They're not really looking for your Facebook, but they did, or Instagram. Now some conferences, if it's a real graphic, it's a real young hip blogger kind of thing, they might be looking for Instagram. But most of the time they're looking for LinkedIn, right? So you want to have a good, complete LinkedIn profile and you provide the link in your call for speakers. But they will ask for, to give them, you can usually do additional information, and they want some links. Sometimes they will allow your speaker one sheet. Sometimes they don't want that until the next step. But if they allow you to do an attachment or additional information, you want to attach your speaker one sheet. Okay. The other thing a lot of them will ask for is a link to a video of you speaking. Okay. A lot of them want to see you in action. So if you have, so make some videos. I mean, it can be as simple as you going somewhere. You can come to my house if you want, and three of us will be here and we'll clap or whatever, because they just want to see you speaking, right? You don't have to speak right to the camera. You can be kind of off and you'll be speaking over here with a camera. I mean, I've got a little digital camera that actually does some pretty good video. They're not really looking for a Facebook Live kind of thing. They're really looking for you standing, speaking to an audience. But a lot of times they're going to ask for that link. So find those links, get those videos, and then make sure you know how to get them up on YouTube so you can share the link out. Let's see, what else are they going to do? Make sure, this is so important, that you spell check and use proper grammar. You guys, I mean, seriously, when you are trying to break through like 300, 500 other applicants, if you show up with, misspellings or whatever, you're just going to the trash heap. Make sure that you do some spell check. Right? Reread it. You know what? And sometimes it's a good idea, if this is an important conference to you, have someone else read it and give you some feedback. Because maybe you don't know what you don't know. If they don't understand what you would be talking about, then most likely the organizers don't know what you're really going to be talking about. So, have someone else proofread your stuff and make sure that they understand it, right? Because sometimes the event organizer or the committee chair or whatever is not the person who's most knowledgeable on the topics, right? They've been given a task, usually some sort of checklist kind of thing that they are scoring the applications on. So you definitely want to make sure that someone who's not a complete expert like you could read it and understand it. So let's see, what else do I have to do? Headshot. They are almost always going to ask you for a photo, right? Now, not always. Well, I guess, I'm going to say not always. Sometimes it's the call for speaker, and then the second email, if you get accepted, will ask for the headshot. But sometimes they will ask for the headshot right with the call for speakers. Again, because in their mind, they're going to pick the information, they have everything there, then they're going to go right into creating the media. They're going to go right into creating marketing materials. So, that sometimes have your headshot available, know where it is. And if you don't have a professional headshot, get with me and I'll make a recommendation, and you should very definitely have a couple professional headshots. Now, if you have your own website, which is a great idea, and they allow you to submit a link and do that anytime they ask for other information, a link to your own website. Have some testimonials on your website. Have a video of your speaking on your website. Have a list of your topics on your website. Have a link to a download of your one sheet on your website. Okay, those are the kinds of things that they're looking for. All right. So what else? What else? Then finally, and we'll wrap this up here in a minute. Unless they say only one application per person, you can submit multiple proposals, right? And you are highly encouraged to submit multiple proposals, right? Because they're probably only going to choose one, but if they have 5 people that all submitted, they wanted to do they give a health talk. They all want to talk about gut health, okay? But one person came in and said, ooh, I want to talk about, how to build arm strength, muscle strength or something. And that was the only proposal in that way, but 4 or 5 over on that topic. You would definitely want to do that. I mean, don't be afraid to put in multiple proposals per call for speaker. Unless they specifically say they only want one per person, go ahead. If you've got 5 topics that all fit with the conference theme, put in 5 different proposals. Now, what you want to do is you want them to be 5 different proposals, right? So it's not like one proposal and I could speak on this, or I could speak on that, or I could speak on that. No, do not do that, right? Every single proposal needs to be on one topic, okay? And don't just put the same topic with like just slight twists. But if you seriously have different topics that would all work at that conference, go ahead and put in multiple proposals. That is okay, that is expected. And that actually gives an organizer an idea of the range of topics that you could speak on, and that actually makes you possibly more valuable. So that's it. So Sheree, hello. So I'm going to unmute you for a moment. How are you?
Good. Sorry, I'm coming in so late.
Oh, it's okay. You got any questions? How comfortable are you with completing calls for speakers?
How comfortable I am with what?
With doing calls for speakers, filling out proposal applications.
Well, I am comfortable with, so I know it's like 3 to 5 talks. And so my talks evolve around like dealing with inflammation or constipation. So they're most likely health talks.
Okay.
So, it mostly goes in like I guess a health seminar. More so than I don't know. Real quick, are you going to be at the talk in the engagement in South Carolina this weekend? Beach, South Carolina.
Beach Island, the one over with Carrie Bone and Esther's Purpose.
Carrie, yeah.
I'm thinking about it. I haven't bought my ticket yet, but I was thinking about it. So, are you going to be there?
Oh, well, I was thinking about it too, because since this is something that I wanted to do, I was like, well, why don't you go see what it's like?
Yeah.
And so I Googled the address, and I was like, oh, it's like 2 hours and 15 minutes from Atlanta. So I was like, that's not so bad. But then I had sent Carrie a message to see how much the tickets were. Do you know how much the tickets are?
Actually, the tickets are free. The event itself is free.
Oh, so that means that there's no excuse for me not to be there.
No, there's no excuse.
Yeah, okay. Oh, well, free is good. Yeah, because I was like, oh, these all amazing speakers that have written books, and that's something that I'm doing now, but I'm having a hard time getting through the book.
Oh, okay, we have to work on that, but
yeah, but it's going. I'm having a hard time getting through the book, but I wanted to see what it would be like to be that person up on the podium speaking about their book or their things to give to the world.
right.
So I was like, it would be great to just go see what that's like.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. If you haven't, you really should. For sure. All right, so I was talking about calls for speakers, and I'll be posting the replay afterwards so you can go back and listen to the beginning.
Okay.
But basically is the way you get on stage is, most organizations, conferences put out a call for speakers and you apply, right? And so the way you apply is you need to set yourself apart from the other speakers, right? Which means you've got to do a strong headline. You've got to be very concise and clear on what your topic is. And the most important thing is, how does your talk help the audience? What will the audience learn from your talk, right? That's the most important part that most people want to see. Okay. And you don't spend your time in the description of the talk talking about you, right?
Okay.
It's very concise. It is, this is my topic. This is, this is why it's important for them to learn it. And here's the takeaways. Here's what they're going to learn. Okay. Then separately, there's going to be a section that they're going to ask you for your bio, right? And that's where you talk about you, where you sing your own praises, right? And make it so that they're like, oh yes, we want this woman in our room, right?
Okay.
Your bio is where you really want to shine. Okay.
Okay.
And my suggestion is that everyone work on that now. Get your list of topics, work on your headlines, work on your description, your talks, and work on a couple different linked bios and maybe different slants to your bio. Get those prepared now before you start applying to go out and speak.
Right. So that's what I need to get to you guys so you can look over it and help me with it.
Yes. You know what? Absolutely. If you give me a list, I will absolutely go through them. I will edit them. I will give you suggestions. For sure. That's what I'm here for. Definitely do that.
Okay. Okay. So that's this week. I'll get that to you this week.
Okay. That would be awesome.
Because I want to get out there and start doing stuff.
Right. Absolutely. That's what we're all here for, right? Is to just get yourself out there. Make 2019. So set yourself a goal. How many stages do you want to be on in 2019?
Oh, okay. That's something to think about. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
I have to think about that. I would say, I would say start getting out there maybe like March. So a stage a month.
Okay. All right.
Is that possible?
Well, of course that's possible. That's more than possible.
You just have to find the stage.
Right. But I'm here to help you find the stages. And then we'll kind of show you some ways to find stages. That's not a problem. But there's a lot of stages in your area. I guarantee it. I guarantee there's a ton of stages that if you just ask, they'll put you on stage.
Okay.
So, yeah, you know what? Start small and then start growing. That's all we do.
Yes. Oh, I'm excited. Okay, good. So, yeah, I want to stage a month, or so once it's once a month, then you'll know what you're doing after the first few times, and then you just keep growing. And so maybe it'll be a stage every 2 stages a month, and then 3 stages a month. You just never know.
Right.
But right now, just starting out, slow and steady wins the race. We'll say a stage a month.
Okay. You know what? So that's our goal. That's what we're going to start looking for. Right. So if you want to start in March, probably there's calls for speakers out right now for stages in March. So you need to get started like right away. And I'll send you out a list of some to start with. But absolutely, I will send you some homework actually, girl.
Okay. Yeah, because it's the whole book thing, and I kind of, but I have to just get through it. I have to just do it. It's a lot of emotional stuff that comes up, with my story and stuff like that. And so kind of dealing with that. But I just have to push through it because it's only going to help others.
That's right. That's right. And that's the right attitude to have, right? Is that you're here to help. And
definitely
can help. So absolutely. It's time to get it out there.
Right. So I will send you, because I have I've written out like a little bio according to what you kind of had a little template.
Yeah.
But my bio kind of really didn't fit in the template.
Okay.
It fit in a few different templates, so to speak.
Okay.
So I need help with that.
Okay. You know what?
Okay,
send me that stuff, and it's okay that it doesn't fit a template. It's okay.
It didn't fit in one template. It kind of fit in a few different templates. So I was just like, I don't know.
All right. Hey, that's okay. Send me what you got. I'm sure it's going to be fabulous anyway, but send it to me. I'll look at it. Not a problem.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Cool.
So that's
So, do you have any other questions for me? I'm not going to go over the whole thing since, I'm going
But you
to
said it's recorded, right?
What? Yes,
It's
it's
recorded.
It is
Yeah.
recorded.
So yeah, because Lynn told me, she was like, I might not be able to make it, but I think they recorded it. So she was gonna listen to the recording, and I was like, oh, I know I'm gonna make it, but I'm gonna make it late. So
Yeah.
I'm glad I made it in. But whatever the information that you were able to give us, I'll just go back and look at that because
Yeah.
I need.
Yeah, and I'll post the link here in about an hour. It takes a while for it to process.
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead and listen to the beginning. Take some notes. If you have any questions at that point, let me know.
Okay.
But seriously, yes, let's get you started. And I'm excited. I want to
I'm excited.
see some of the announcements that I'm on stage. Yay! That'll be fun.
I'm excited, and I have a little fear, and I think that's what's kind of getting me, the fear of the story. I mean,
Okay.
but
Yeah, as soon as you tell your story, you're going to have so much support and you're going to have so much love. It's going to be amazing. It is really going to be amazing.
prayerfully, yeah. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
But it's just that, it takes, just a little bit of getting past the fear. And so I know I just have to get over it. And yeah.
Yeah, but you will.
Yeah.
You know what? In a year, you'll be like going, oh my gosh, I don't know what I was afraid of.
I know. So I know I have to just get past that. So yeah.
Yeah, and you will. And we'll all be going, yay, Sheree. We'll all be cool.
Yeah.
All righty, ma'am. I am going to let you go. Now I'm going to go watch football. I don't know what you're going to do, but.
Oh, yeah, I know. Did you go watching Clemson in Alabama?
Clemson.
Yeah, everybody's watching that game. Okay, good. Everybody's watching that game.
I'm a college football fan, so I was like, yeah, I got to go watch this game. Whatever.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. So I'll listen to the tape after you put it up to see what you said, because I know you probably talked about the 3 to 5 talks, right?
Yeah, but I said come up with as many as you can at this point. I mean, as many topics as you think you want to talk on, start working on them now. But yeah, minimum of 3 to 5. So.
Okay, and the talk should be about how many minutes?
You know what? And that's another great thing. You can have your talks at various lengths, right? Very common is 20 to 30 minutes is a very common one.
Okay.
Up to an hour, right? And then if you are a keynote speaker, that goes up to 90 minutes.
Wow.
But that would be a lot of information, but most of the time, most speakers are usually that 20 to 30 minutes, sometimes up to an hour, but those are rarer. Most of the time, it's that half hour kind of. 30 minutes is kind of a sweet spot. If you've got good content for a half hour, and then you can do questions for 10, 15 minutes, that's usually fine.
Okay. So you're saying a 20 to 30 minute talk and then questions for about 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So that makes out to about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it really depends on the conference. I mean, I know most of my conferences, I ask the speakers to either do 20-minute or 30-minute talks.
Okay.
Occasionally I'll give one speaker, whoever my keynote is, an hour. The rest of the time, it's smaller chunks.
Okay.
So, but yeah, like a TED talk. A TED talk is
15 minutes. They're not long at all.
Yeah, the maximum is 18 minutes on a TED talk.
Yeah.
But that's because that is kind of there's studies done that is kind of an attention span for real impact. Is like that 18 minutes.
Okay.
The audience can stay with you in entirely 18 minutes.
Okay.
So you don't want to go, now there are speakers that can, speak for 2 hours, 3 hours. But for the most part, most of your speeches are going to be about that half hour. going to be about 30 minutes.
Okay. Okay, good. So about 15 to 20 minutes, like you said.
Yeah.
So just practice it in front of a camera and see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah, you can. I
Yes.
know you
So you
can.
said you're not going to go to the speak this weekend?
I don't know yet. I was thinking about it, but it's like a 3-hour drive from here.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was trying to see if I could find someone to carpool with, and I haven't found that person yet, but maybe. We'll see.
So someone to do what?
To carpool with, to drive over there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have anybody here. I was thinking about it. I was supposed to go to a wedding this weekend, but that's kind of like, it's like you got to buy a white dress. It was just too much to do for that wedding, and I was just like, wait a minute, I don't know. And then this thing came up. I saw Carrie said she was speaking, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. And since this is something that I want to do, I was like, well, let me go see what it's like.
Yeah. Hey, I think it's going to be a good conference. I know there's some good speakers there, so that would be great.
And they're all authors, and so I'm sure they'll be telling
Yeah.
their story about whatever they wrote about.
Yeah.
And so that's the other reason why I was interested as well.
Yep.
To see how that worked.
Yeah, I think I would encourage you to go. But
Yeah. Okay.
all right.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Katrina.
Absolutely. We will see you later.
Yes.
Okay, I'm stopping recording. All
Have a
right.
good night.
Okay.
Bye-bye.